You pour it every morning. It sits right there in your fridge, a bright orange cold and reassuringly labelled with words like natural, pure and freshly squeezed. For millions of people across the UK, a glass of orange juice is as British a breakfast staple as tea and toast. But here's the question almost nobody asks. What is actually inside that carton? Because in 2026, the orange juice you're drinking may have been stripped of its natural flavour, stored in tanks for up to a year, reflavoured by the same companies that make perfume for luxury fashion brands, and the label on the carton might not tell you any of this. This is the real story of UK orange juice, and once you know it, you'll never look at that carton the same way again. Orange juice is one of the most purchased drinks in the United Kingdom. Walk into any Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Lidl or Aldi, and you'll find entire sections dedicated to it, dozens of varieties, brands and price points. And yet, most British shoppers have very little idea how their morning glass actually comes to exist. I'd say they assume it's simple. Oranges are squeezed, juice goes in a carton goes on a shelf, clean, natural, healthy. The reality involves a global supply chain spanning Brazil, Florida, South Africa and beyond, a complex industrial processing, engineered flavours, and a labelling system that critics argue is designed to keep consumers in the dark. Let's start from the beginning, with the orange itself. Almost none of the orange juice sold in the UK comes from British oranges. The oranges used in your carton are grown thousands of miles away, predominantly in Brazil and Florida. Brazil is the world's largest producer and exporter of orange juice. The vast majority of the UK's supply is imported either as finished product or as frozen concentrated orange juice, known in the industry as FCOJ. The oranges are squeezed in large processing facilities. The juice is extracted, then most of the water is removed to create a concentrated syrup. This concentrate is frozen and transported across the world to reach the UK. At the other end, it is blended, processed and packaged for supermarket shelves. But when juice is concentrated and then later diluted back with water, something important is lost: the natural flavour. Here is one of the most eye-opening facts about commercial orange juice. When orange juice is processed commercially, oxygen is removed to prevent spoilage and extend shelf life. This allows it to be stored for long periods, sometimes up to a year. But removing oxygen also removes the natural flavour compounds that make orange juice taste fresh. The result is a flat, almost flavourless liquid. So manufacturers add the flavour back. They use what the industry calls flavour packs. These are specially designed mixtures created by flavour and fragrance experts. In some cases, the same companies that create scents for luxury perfume brands are involved in developing these flavour profiles. These flavour packs are made from orange oils and extracts, which means they do not have to be listed separately on the label. So when you see 100% orange juice, it is technically correct, but the taste has often been carefully engineered. This is why certain brands always taste consistent, no matter the season. It is not nature alone maintaining that consistency. It is controlled processing. When you walk into a supermarket, you will usually see two main types of orange juice: from concentrate and not from concentrate. From concentrate means the juice has had most of its water removed, then later added back. During this process, flavours are lost and must be restored. Not from concentrate means the juice has not been concentrated, but it is still pasteurised and often stored for extended periods. It can still go through flavour adjustment to maintain consistency. Both types are marketed as natural, but both go through industrial processes. Then there are products labelled as orange juice drinks. These are very different. They may contain only around 50% actual orange juice, with the rest made up of water, sweeteners, acids, flavourings and added vitamins. They cannot legally be labelled as pure orange juice, but the packaging often looks very similar, which can confuse shoppers. If it says orange juice drink, it is not the same as 100% juice. If you have noticed orange juice becoming more expensive, you are not imagining it. Prices have risen sharply in recent years due to global supply issues. Production is heavily concentrated. in regions like Brazil and Florida, and both have faced major challenges. Citrus greening disease has damaged crops, reducing both quality and quantity. Extreme weather events, including hurricanes and droughts, have further reduced production. As a result, global supply has tightened and prices have increased significantly. Now let's bring everything together. When you pick up a carton of orange juice, the label tells you some things, like whether it is from concentrate and its vitamin content, but it does not tell you everything. It does not tell you how long the juice has been stored, where all the oranges came from, or whether flavor packs were used. In the UK, flavor components derived from oranges do not have to be listed separately. This creates a gap between what consumers expect and what they are actually drinking. So is orange juice healthy? It does contain vitamin C, potassium, and plant compounds, but it is also high in natural sugar and low in fiber compared to whole fruit. A typical glass can contain a similar amount of sugar to some soft drinks. That is why health guidelines recommend limiting intake to a small glass per day. Freshly squeezed juice is closer to the natural form, but it has a much shorter shelf life. The simplest option is often the most natural one, eating a whole orange. So what should you do when buying orange juice? Look for 100% orange juice rather than juice drinks. Check the ingredients list. A pure product should contain only orange juice. Not from concentrate is generally less processed but still not perfect. Freshly squeezed options are closer to natural, especially those with a short shelf life, and consider choosing whole fruit instead. Orange juice is not fake and it is not harmful in moderation, but it is far more processed than most people realize. The next time you pick up a carton, you will understand a lot more about what is inside it. And that knowledge helps you make better choices. If you found this useful, share it with someone who drinks orange juice every day, because the more we understand what we consume, the better decisions we can make. This is British Informed. See you in the next one.